How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the shed. The bike's on the lift behind me, which can only mean one thing: we've got more parts to fit. On the bench today, we have something directly from CFMOTO themselves. This is the center stand for the 450 MT. So this cost me about 150 bucks Australian plus postage, which I think is actually pretty decent value. Sometimes these center stands from OEM manufacturers can go up towards 500 bucks, which I think is pretty insane. So 150 bucks plus shipping Australian, I'll take that. I think that's a pretty good value proposition. However, we haven't gotten stuck into it yet, and I have received some feedback from people who have fitted these center stands that they can be pretty tricky. So we'll dive into it. I'll show you what comes in the box. I'll show you what the installation process is like, and if there's any tricky points, hopefully I can shed some light on it for you guys to help you fit your own center stands. And yeah, who knows, might be a bit of a sweat fest, so let's get stuck into it. Alrighty, let's open this up and see what we get inside. So I did have a look online before I purchased one directly from CFMOTO, and they do offer them on AliExpress for about half the price plus shipping. So there are cheaper alternatives out there. However, I didn't go with an AliExpress one because I wasn't sure if it was going to fit with the B&B bash plate I have fitted. So yeah, I just didn't want to take that risk. So we've just gone with OEM because I know that B&B have said that it fits with the OEM center stand, so I've played it safe. But if you do have one of the AliExpress ones, which there's very likely chance that it comes out of the same factory, just let us know down below in the comments what it's like, and I'll probably put a link to one just in case. If they're decent and we've got people in the comments who have actually used them and fitted them up, by all means get it from them instead. I'm happy to spend money when it's worth it, but money for money's sake sometimes doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Alrighty, so there's not a whole lot in the box here. It's actually mostly just empty. There's not a whole lot of packaging in here either. Hopefully it's not all scratched up. Alright, we do have some instructions actually. That's funny, usually when this stuff sort of hits this sort of price point, you don't usually expect much. So these springs apparently require a lot of tension to get them to spread. So as far as instructions go, these look really good. Cool. It's on like a waxy paper, nice and colourful. It's in English, which is always preferred, well for me anyway. All right, so we've got basically two packages here. We've got the center stand itself, which we will pull out. That feels pretty heavy duty actually. That powder coat they have on it is a really nice dull satin finish. Yeah, I'm happy with that. The welds don't look really good. They're not perfect welds, but as far as structural integrity and being strong and fit for purpose, these look really good. All right, beautiful. Happy with that. Alrighty, looks like I've got two side plates. So there's the springs here I was talking about. Ooh, they're stiff. Alrighty, that's all looking pretty good. A few bolts, a few cotter pins, one nut, a couple of springs, and some covers for the springs. I'll pop those on now actually. Alright, just out of interest's sake, I'm not sure if you guys are as interested in this as I am, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to measure some of these thicknesses of the steel, just out of interest's sake. It looks pretty heavy duty, so I think it's worth mentioning. So that's that's 10 mil thick plate on the side of these brackets here. And your tube diameter is about 25 mil, so 1 inch tube. Would have been nice if this bottom plate, oh, actually that's just a step tread, that'd be alright, but this bottom plate here that actually interacts with the ground, that's likely to get worn away. It would have been nice if that was a little bit thicker. You're looking at about 3 mil plate there. These side plates are real heavy duty as well. These would be 5 mil. Sorry, 10 mil. No, just under 8. What was this one? That's 10. So there's a little bit less. Yeah, just under 8 again. Cool. First impressions look good. Let's get stuck into the installation. All right, so what we have laid out in front of us now is essentially the stand itself. We've got 4 washers and 2 bushings and 2 cotter pins. We've got our 2 brackets on either side, so I'm going to quickly show you how they all go together. I've also fitted this angle plate, I can't remember exactly what they call it, onto this bracket here, so that's how that fits on. All right, it should look like that. They should be able to turn freely. Remove this heel guard here, which is just the 2 bolts. Just need an Allen key for that. And then up underneath here, we have a bracket for these 2 bolts to attach to up under here. So there's just 2 threaded holes. So you've got those 2, screw them in loosely, and then jump around to the other side. And you do the same thing on this side. So one up underneath here, and then one here as well. So that will have a bolt, and that one will just be a threaded hole. That will have the bracket for your B&B bash plate if you're rocking that one as well. So one thing I did realize, there's enough slack in the side-to-side adjustment for this bracket, the way it fits on the bike. So if you're looking at the bike from behind, you can move the stand brackets side to side a little bit, so it gets around this bracket with no worries. But then what that creates is a gap behind the bracket on this side, and you will want to shim that out. Otherwise, when you bolt this down, the bracket won't be mounting flat, it'll be mounting like that. All right, guys, this is what we're dealing with at the moment. So basically, I can't get these on. Even in the up position, where the distance between 2 points is its shortest, I still can't get it on. But I have an idea. Can you hear that? Yep, it's night time. So I've been struggling with this thing for ages, and I've finally figured it out. So essentially, take those CFMOTO instructions and chuck them in the bin. They're okay for the start when you want to put all the brackets and stuff on the main frame for the stand. That all makes sense. But where they really go wrong and where they're going to trip a lot of people up is these springs. The instructions tell you to install everything on the bike and then tension the springs while they're on the bike. And with this frame in its uppermost folded position, that is when these 2 points are the shortest and there is the least amount of tension. But you can only fold it up so high when it's on the bike, right? So you can't make those 2 connect. You still have to put a lot of strain on those springs to get them to connect. I must have mucked around with it for about 45 minutes or so, and I couldn't get it to do it. And it's pretty dodgy, you know, with 2 springs that are high strength like that, snapping off every now and then. You really want to be careful. So the solution, save yourself a lot of heartache. Take the whole frame off the bike, do it all on the bench. That enables you to fold this frame into a tighter position, and you can put the springs on with the keepers or the brackets, whatever you want to call them, on either side. And I use zip ties to hold them all into position because it's all loose and it'll come off. And once you're trying to put it back on the bike, it's going to be frustrating. So then you can come up from underneath the bike, fit it on. And when you get to this bolt here, this is the most difficult part of putting it back on. What you want to do, you want to do the back bolts first and do the ones on the other side loosely, and then get into position and slip a flathead up underneath here, and then you can just sort of press on that, and you can force that hole of that bracket down into a lower position, and then you can screw it in. Man, it took me a long time to figure that out. And there's going to be people cursing to no end about those instructions, trying to tension it on the bike. There's just no easy way to do it, but I really encourage you all, when it comes to the install, do it off of the bike, hold everything in place with a few zip ties, and then offer it up to the bike. It's night time now. I've lost all my good light, so apologies, the lighting's not great, but that's how you do it. All right, so there it is in all its glory. The center stand is fitted. One last finishing touch too, you will need to put the little stopper that goes up underneath. That's what that straight bracket is for, that we attached before. Little stopper, and job's done. I'm pretty happy with it. I think it looks good on the bike. It does stick out a little bit far on the left-hand side, but as far as the overall look of it and the operation, I'm really happy. There's those springs from hell. No real issues with the B&B bash plate, which is good. I did shim behind that second bolt by about 5mm to account for the B&B bash plate bracket here to make sure that they're aligned. Thanks guys, if you enjoyed the video, chuck a like down below and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.